Thanks for tuning in to this week's news recap. Ex-Coinbase employee accused of insider trading. The U.S. Department of Justice arrested former Coinbase product manager Ishan Wahi, along with his brother and a friend, for committing insider trading in crypto assets. The DOJ alleges that Wahi leaked confidential Coinbase information regarding which assets were scheduled to be listed on the exchange. The men are being charged with wire fraud conspiracy and wire fraud in connection with a scheme to commit insider trading in cryptocurrency assets, with a maximum sentence of 20 years. The SEC brought similar charges as well. Overall, the men allegedly generated and realized roughly $1.5 million in gains, according to the DOJ. Notably, the DOJ press release referenced an April tweet from crypto Twitter stalwart Kobe, who had posted information about, quote, an ETH address that bought hundreds of thousands of dollars of tokens exclusively featured in the Coinbase asset listing post about 24 hours before it was published, rolling on the floor laughing. While he had attempted to flee the country in May after Coinbase asked him to appear in an in-person meeting, but was stopped by law enforcement from doing so, he, along with two others, are now in custody. In the press release, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams thanked Coinbase for cooperating and had this to say about blockchain fraud. Today's charges are a further reminder that Web3 is not a law-free zone. Our message with these charges is clear. Fraud is fraud is fraud, whether it occurs on the blockchain or on Wall Street. The SEC's naming of 9 crypto assets as securities without explanation sparks criticism. What may end up being even more important than the insider trading case is that the SEC named 9 coins, AMP, RLY, DDX, XYO, RGT, LCX, Power, DFX, and KROM as securities in its own complaint regarding the actions of Mr. Wahi. Coinbase reported that the SEC declined to comment in response to a set of questions about whether the actions set a precedent for how the agency would identify crypto assets as securities, or whether it intended to bring enforcement actions against the issuers behind these assets, or any exchanges, such as Coinbase, that have listed them. However, the circuitous way in which the agency identified these tokens as securities caused a fair amount of criticism. CFTC Commissioner Caroline Pham spoke out against her fellow agency's decision via a statement, describing the SEC's move as an example of regulation by enforcement and calling for a more transparent process for digital asset rulemaking. Jake Chervinsky, head of policy at the Blockchain Association, tweeted, "The SEC alleges in today's complaint that 9 digital assets are securities, but don't explain their analysis for even one. They also didn't sue the issuers or exchanges where the tokens traded, the people with resources to fight back." Or, as crypto lawyer Stephen Pally put it, how can you charge people with insider trading without charging the massive, publicly traded exchange for listing unregistered securities? After consensus lawyer Bill Hughes hypothesized that the defendants may settle with the SEC, Chervinsky surmised, and then the SEC acts like they've established precedent and moves on to the next target. Yes, that'd be my best guess. Immediately after the news about the complaint became public, Coinbase made its own commentary on the roundabout way in which the SEC labeled these crypto assets as securities. It released a petition calling for the SEC to develop a new regulatory framework for digital assets rather than continuing with arbitrary enforcement. The Ethereum Merge has a date, an actual, tentative date. During this week's Proof of Stake Implementers Call, Ethereum core developer Tim Bako suggested that the week of September 19th is a realistic target for the merge, depending on the success of a rehearsal on the testnet Goerli, as cited in meeting notes written by Ethereum developer Ben Edgington. On Thursday, during the all-core devs meeting, it was projected that the date for the merge on Goerli will hit between August 8th and 10th. Furthermore, even if the merge is kickstarted on the week of September 19th, it won't finish then, at least according to Galaxy Digital researcher Christine Kim, who reminded excited Ethereans that the merge is actually a bundle of 2 hard fork upgrades, which will be scheduled roughly 2 weeks apart. Having a named date, however tentative, may have excited investors. For example, ETH is up 34% over the last week as of Thursday morning. Additionally, the price of STETH, or staked ETH, a derivative product that will unlock at some point after the merge is completed, is trading at just a 2% discount to ETH, up from a roughly 3.5% discount last week, according to CoinGecko. Tesla dumped 75% of its BTC. According to Tesla's Q2 2022 earnings report, the electric car company sold 75% of its Bitcoin, worth $936 million for fiat currency. Investing YouTuber Dave Lee divided the dollar value of the company's remaining Bitcoin by the value on the close of the day they had sold and came up with the number 42069 Bitcoins as the number that Tesla had remaining. Musk responded, "We don't have that many Bitcoin, but it's close." During the company's earnings call, Tesla CEO Elon Musk explained the move was not a verdict on Bitcoin. Rather, he said the sale of Bitcoin allowed Tesla to boost its cash position during COVID lockdowns in China. Musk did note that Tesla had not sold any of its Dogecoin. While not mentioned on the earnings call, it is notable that if Tesla had not sold its BTC, CoinDesk estimated that the company could have faced up to a $460 million impairment charge on its books due to the way Bitcoin must be accounted for. Despite the news, Bitcoin appears to be doing just fine, with the asset dipping just 2.2% in the 24 hours after the earnings report came out. Celsius's bankruptcy plan, mining. At its first bankruptcy hearing, attorneys for Celsius revealed that the firm owed roughly $5 billion to over 500,000 creditors, with retail investors most likely being the last to be paid out. Notably, CoinDesk reports that Celsius has roughly $1.7 billion in assets as of July 14th, down from $14.6 billion at its all-time high, and about $3 billion away from being able to pay out creditors. The bankrupt lender cites losses from Terra, the overall drop in prices in 2022, and a number of losses including losing access to $50 million worth of ETH via a partnership with Stakehound, as causes of the massive hole in its balance sheet. To recoup the losses, Celsius is hoping that Celsius Mining will become a cash cow, with the company asking for permission to spend $5 million to finish constructing its center in Texas. Celsius says it already has 43,000 mining rigs and that it could be in the position to mine 10,000 BTC this year if all goes well, which is a big if. Even if that happens, mining operations would only yield $225 million in cash, a far cry from the billions necessary to make Celsius whole. Celsius's second bankruptcy hearing will be held on August 10th. Gemini and BlockFi, staff still in limbo. While the market felt a bit of a reprieve this week, crypto companies are still hurting. TechCrunch reported that the Winklevoss-led crypto exchange Gemini quietly let go around 7% or 68 employees this week. The news comes less than a month after the company cut 10% of its workforce, citing a crypto winter. Similarly, crypto lender BlockFi has begun offering employees voluntary buyouts just a few weeks after cutting 20% of its staff. Decrypt reports that employees who sign up will receive 10 weeks of paid leave and health insurance. Blockchain.com also made brutal cuts this week, laying off 150 people or 25% of its team. Minecraft bans NFTs. Mojang Studios, the firm behind Minecraft, published a statement declaring integrations of NFTs with Minecraft are generally not something we, Mojang Studios, will support or allow. Additionally, blockchain technologies writ large are not permitted to be used inside the Minecraft client or server applications, nor will any skins, persona items, or worlds be allowed to be tokenized on a blockchain. Mojang cited multiple issues with NFTs. For example, the purchase of an NFT provides the token that states the ownership of the original digital file, and yet with any digital file, that file can be copied, moved, or even deleted. Mojang also mentioned that speculation was another signal to stay away. However, the main reason for disallowing NFTs is a lack of inclusivity. NFTs, however, can create models of scarcity and exclusion that conflict with our guidelines and the spirit of Minecraft, wrote Mojang. To ensure that Minecraft players have a safe and inclusive experience, blockchain technologies are not permitted to be integrated inside our client and server applications. The announcement seems to have surprised NFT Worlds, a third-party blockchain focused on NFT Minecraft integrations, which saw its floor price fall 70%, according to CoinDesk. Circle, a fully backed stablecoin. In its July 14th report, Circle, the issuer of the stablecoin USDC, released its first full breakdown of USDC reserve assets as part of a commitment to increasing transparency and disclosure around USDC. Based on Circle's report, USDC is slightly over-collateralized as of June 30th, with $55.7 billion in assets made up of 76% U.S. Treasuries and 24% cash, backing 55.4 billion USDC tokens in circulation. Notably, Circle appears to have kept its promise to move out of commercial paper into solely cash and treasuries. A week earlier, Paxos, the company custodying assets backing USDP and BUSD, provided a similar report showing full backing by treasury bills, treasury bonds, and cash. Tether, the issuer of USDT, the largest stablecoin by market capitalization, has yet to reveal a similar document since its attestation in March. Polygon starts the zero-knowledge race. Matter Labs, the team behind ZK Sync, a ZK rollup solution, unveiled plans to release ZK Sync 2.0, which bills itself as ZK EVM, to mainnet 100 days from Wednesday this week. With the mainnet launch coming soon, ZK Sync is hoping to be the first EVM-compatible ZK rollup to reach the market. Ethereum scaling solution Polygon also announced the launch of a new zero-knowledge rollup called ZK EVM, which is still in testnet but will go live by the end of 2022. ZK rollups have yet to hit mainstream usage in crypto, though, due to the difficulty of interacting with the Ethereum virtual machine, which no company has been able to accomplish yet. Time for fun bits. A joke turned into a 98 ETH loss. This week saw some crazy ENS news, including a sale of Sony.eth for $72,000 and a $1 million bid for Amazon.eth. One user who found the ENS purchasing spree and bidding war to be frivolous decided to mint a meme about it. The user, Franklin is bored, minted the ENS name, "Stop doing fake bids, it's honestly lame, my guy," .eth, and immediately added a 100 ETH bid of his own to his NFT. The huge bid prompted a bot to offer Franklin 1.89 ETH, which Franklin decided to take. However, before Franklin remembered to cancel his fake offer for 100 ETH, the bot sold the NFT back to Franklin, because his 100 ETH offer was still live. To summarize, guy fake bids 100 ETH on his own domain, accepts a different bid to sell it for 1.8 ETH. New owner accepts his 100 ETH fake bid, instantly down 98.2 ETH. This up-only meme comes full circle. On this week's episode of the NIA podcast, which I believe is Not Investment Advice podcast, guest Michael Saylor did the unexpected. He recommended my book, The Cryptopians. For context, Saylor was discussing why he was skeptical of Ethereum and used the backstory from The Cryptopians to make the case that the ETH monetary policy is anything but cemented.
Have you guys read The Cryptopians? You should read The Cryptopians, right? It's the entire story, right? I mean, the network was hacked within, a short period of time after it was launched, and then it was hard forked.
All right. Well, I have to say, Michael, thanks for reading my book. Thanks so much for joining us today. To learn more about Atom and the 3AC liquidation, check out the show notes for this episode. Join the Chopping Block live stream on YouTube next Tuesday, July 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Hasib Qureshi, Robert Leshner, Tom Schmidt, and Tarun Chetra will be chopping up the juiciest news in digital assets. Subscribe at youtube.com/c/Unchained podcast. Unchained is produced by me, Laura Shin, with help from Anthony Yoon, Matt Pilchard, Juan Aranovich, Pam Majumdar, Shashank, and CLK Transcription. Thanks for listening.